Hi everyone, my name is Shakina. Welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to make a video diary type of video. So I'm just gonna take y'all through my day and then we're gonna chat a little bit. But yeah, it's a beautiful day today and I want to be at the house. But first we gotta eat. So we're gonna go get some food. One thing I want to talk about is what I've been reading lately. Right now I'm reading this book written by an indigenous author and their name is Robin Wah Kimmer and the book is called Braiding Sweetgrass. I'll put on the screen. I really love this book. I love reading books about like spirituality. It basically talks about this indigenous author's upbringing and how the lifestyle that she grew up with basically made her so knowledgeable about plants, not just from a very like an objective like factual I guess like insight about plants, but the spiritual connection she had to plants because she was always around nature. She like grew up very close to the earth, and now she's like a scientist or like a botanist, and I forgot what she studied, but she like professionally studies plants. Yeah, but because of how her and her family grew up, she has a different kind of respect for the earth and nature than most people do in today's world at least. And yeah, it's really beautifully written. It is like 400 pages, but I think I'm only like on page like maybe like 70, something around there. It feels like I'm reading like each chapter, I guess, feels like I'm reading a long poem. But if that sounds boring, I don't mean that it's boring. It's just very beautifully written. It is written like a story, kind of like a narrative, but like it's so just beautifully written that it feels like poetry. It's not hard to understand the way sometimes poetry can have a lot of I don't know, I guess tricky writing that like sometimes it feels like you gotta read in between the lines. It doesn't feel that complicated to read, but it does, the storytelling of the book does make it seem like poetry because it's so beautiful. It's not a poetry book, but it's very poetic and it's very heartwarming. I highly recommend this book, especially if you're really into just like my favorite topic to read is books about like psychology and like spirituality. I've heard really good reviews about this book, and I'm not even halfway done, but I can see why it's such a like famous book. And like growing up I hated reading, but now that like I know more about what kind of books I actually like, I can actually enjoy reading now. I love learning about like, I feel like spiritual health and mental health are very underrated and overlooked. So I love learning about how to better my spiritual health and my mental health. Not in like a to-do list or like a checklist. It's like do this, do that. But I love reading about books that kind of do a really good job of explaining what spiritual health actually is. Not like a checklist of like what you think you should do to better your spiritual health, but just very to the core, what is it? Because I feel like once I have a better understanding of what it is, then I can look at myself and then like ask myself, okay, what do I need? What do you think will work best for us? And then maybe try it out and then learn from there what works for me, what doesn't. Even though this book is mainly about the earth, there is so much spiritual knowledge in it, which I feel like is like not surprising. It's a book written by an indigenous author, and native lifestyles did integrate a lot of spirituality into the way they lived. So I'm not surprised, but yeah, that is why I really wanted to read the book. And I love plants, love nature. If you've been watching my videos, or you can go look back at my videos, I am in nature in almost all of them. I feel like this book does a really good job about reminding just human beings about like appreciating the land we have, and also it educates you on the history of indigenous people to the Americas, or to the US specifically. We weren't taught that in school, at least I wasn't in school, and I was taught very little about it. And I feel like definitely like the American school system and the public school system does not do an adequate job of teaching that history and so many other overlooked communities' history. So I would definitely recommend this book, and I'll update you guys when I finish it too. I've read a lot of books over like the past couple of months or so, and I have a lot more to read on my like book recommendations list. So if you guys are interested in that or not, let me know. And if you have any good book recs, please also let me know. But yes, that concludes today's video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far into the video, please like and subscribe, and have a great day or night or whatever.